there is no place for them to go during the day. We're it.
A nonprofit helping those in need faces financial struggles. Why they need your help to stay open.
Plus, a downside to spending more time outside and increased chance for poison ivy, oak, or sumac. A look at the common reactions and treatments for these poisonous plants. Good morning and happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for waking up with us here on Virginia Today on WSLS 10. I'm Patrick McKee.
I'm Jenna Zibton, and grab that umbrella again. You're headed out the door this morning.
A little bit of a broken record here. Show you what's happening outside.
New this morning, a West Virginia man could spend the rest of his life in prison in connection to multiple armed robberies across several counties. 31-year-old Joshua Berry pleaded guilty to several charges Tuesday. He's the last of 3 people charged in the case. Prosecutors say Berry and another man robbed the Abingdon Cinemall and the Marquee Cinema in Wytheville in April 2012. A month later, the 2 men robbed Eddie's Zip Foods in Mount Airy, North Carolina. The store owner was shot and killed.
Roanoke's
Well, sunscreen is essential with the ability to help protect us from skin cancer, painful sunburn, and wrinkles.
And May is National Melanoma Month, and throughout this month, we brought you some
WSLS 10.
Thanks, Aaron. Allergic skin reactions like poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac are on the rise. It's the oil in those plants that can cause a delayed hypersensitivity and bring people looking for relief. A rash will show up in 1 to 3 days, lasting up to 3 weeks.
The intensity of the rash is dependent on how much oil you get on your skin and how long it's in contact with the skin. So if you wash it off with warm soapy water or a mild dishwashing detergent actually is very effective at getting it off the skin.
A cold compress or calamine lotion will often make you feel better. Doctors may also give you topical steroids or steroid pills. The old saying, leaves of 3, let it be. That's a helpful reminder for spotting poison ivy and oak. Poison sumac usually has clusters of 7 to 13 leaves.
6:07 now in Port.
Roanoke Navy Week continues with several events today. This morning, Navy personnel will lay a wreath at the National D-Day Memorial in Bedford. They'll also volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, give demos at Patrick Henry High School, and visit with kids at Carilion Children's Hospital. Lane closures could impact traffic tonight around Valley View Mall. It starts at 8 tonight and goes to 5 tomorrow morning. The right lane will be closed on the off-ramp of exit 3C onto Valley View Boulevard from northbound Interstate 581. Crews will install signal pole arms, and the same closure will happen again tomorrow night. So keep that in mind, too, if you have to travel around Valley View.
And hopefully this whole thing's done soon.
Yes.
Interesting story. And just relax. Servers even walk into the sauna to take food and drink orders. Now, it may sound strange, but saunas, they're actually part of the culture in Finland. It's estimated that there's 1 sauna for every 3 people in that country, and now 1 at Burger King.
Do they pump in the smell of burgers
Probably.
in the sauna so you leave smelling like a burger?
or at least
eating
wanting
more?
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Hilton Worldwide now letting some of its hotel guests choose rooms with views from Google Maps. Loyalty Club members who book directly with Hilton Hotels can already choose the location of their room. But now in the Loyalty app with Google Maps, you can see exactly where the room will be with surrounding buildings. This way, you'll know exactly where the room is and what street it's facing. So if you want a specific view, now you can figure it out.
That's kind of cool. But a lot of work as well, because, you know, I know sometimes you care about what your view is, but sometimes, especially if you're on a business trip, you don't care. You're not going to be in the room.
Right. Just a place to sleep.
Yeah.
Christina, today is one of those days that we wish we could sleep all day long.
Yes. Sounds nice.
One of those days. That's all my days. No, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be awake. We're looking at temperatures starting out in the middle 50s. Low.
Look at what's trending today.
Women across the world sharing photos of themselves wearing flat shoes to work. Now, this comes after a receptionist in London claimed she was sent home for not wearing heels. The employee at the center of the controversy even launched a petition requesting the UK government make it illegal for companies to require female employees to wear high heels. The petition support means Parliament must now consider it for debate. In the U.S., a company can force a dress code, but it must apply to all employees or employees within certain job categories.
Wow.
I'd be in trouble. I wear flats almost every single day.
Sometimes I wear Ugg boots, like I wear this morning.
You got the sneakers on this morning.
I do change into dress shoes once everyone gets here to go to the meeting or
if you have to go out. Yeah.
And they need to be reviewed on things like that, make sure it's all right investigated.
The Department of Justice is reviewing the North Charleston Police Department, what it means and how people are responding.
Pipeline project controversy. Why some people in Franklin County say some members of the Board of Supervisors aren't being clear about their stance on the Mountain Valley Pipeline.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on Virginia Today here on WSLS 10. I'm Jenna Zibton.
And I'm Patrick McKee, and waking up soggy yet again this morning and even a little foggy as well.
Take a live look at Lynchburg from our Liberty University Skycam. You see those clouds lingering around. Not much fog in that area, Christina, but there are parts where the fog is much worse.
Especially in the Highlands.
As soon as possible.
A former Henry County Sheriff's deputy has been sentenced for shooting his neighbor. 28-year-old Joshua Nash was sentenced to 3 years behind bars with the entire sentence suspended on his unlawful wounding charge. His legal troubles stem from when he shot his neighbor, Eric Eisenbach, in May of last year. Eisenbach was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Nash also faces a weapons charge. Sentencing for that has been withheld for 1 year. So that means if Nash stays out of trouble, the charge could be dropped.
The city of Chicago.
The Justice Department is investigating a South Carolina police department. The department says it will conduct a 2-year study into the North Charleston police force. The study comes after the city's mayor and police chief requested a review following last year's shooting death of Walter Scott. Scott was shot to death by former North Charleston police officer Michael Slager. Investigators say Scott was unarmed at the time. The Department of Justice hopes to improve accountability and community policing.
You don't want to be scared when you're getting pulled over by the police who are here to protect you. So we got to eliminate the fear.
For the review, investigators will consider policies and practices and then offer suggestions to improve.
A new study on the economic impact.
Kroger employees could go on strike. Today, union members from 41 Kroger stores across the area will vote on whether to accept the company's latest contract. Union representatives have said Kroger's last best offer only provides slight wage increases and no paid sick days for thousands of workers. If the contract is not approved, union workers will then vote on whether to go on strike. The contract covers 41 stores stretching from Kingsport, Tennessee to Harrisonburg.
The U.S. Labor Department will...
Changes are coming to Virginia as part of its anti-drunken driving program. Ignition interlock devices require drivers to blow into them to start their cars to determine whether they've had too much to drink. Under changes Governor McAuliffe approved this week, all interlocks will have to be equipped with cameras. That means they'll be able to see if the driver gets another person to take the breathalyzer test. The new regulations were developed by the Commission on Virginia Alcohol Safety Action Program.
Botetourt County celebrating the ride starts at 7.
Thousands of people excited to go to the Lynchburg Air Show this weekend. Along with the large crowds comes a number of changes for this year. More than 30,000 people piled into the Hill City in 2011 for the last air show. Organizers say at the time they weren't prepared for the big crowds. This year, about 3,000 parking spaces will be available at the airport, and there will be more gates. The show has also been moved to the other side of the airport and will not be able to be seen from Wards or Candler Mountain roads. This year, there will be more attractions on the ground, too. About 20 planes will be on display, ranging from World War II to now.
The performers we have here perform internationally, all over the country, at some of the biggest air shows all over this country. Organizers say the show will go on, rain or shine.
Well, the start of hurricane season is coming up in just a couple of November.
New this half hour, a powerful 6.7 magnitude earthquake hit Ecuador near the Pacific coast. Now, this is the same area where a devastating quake hit a month ago, killing more than 650 people, including one American, and injuring more than 16,000. On Twitter, the country's president says the jolt only caused material damage. Officials say a destructive Pacific-wide tsunami is not expected. We'll be following this online throughout the day on WSLS.com as we get more updates. Well, we're more than halfway through the WSLS 10 Virginia Proud Weather Tour. 24 Virginia counties in just 21 days.
Hopefully you've been enjoying these. We've been to a lot.
A Virginia woman's obituary is getting a lot of attention on social media. That's because she mentioned Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Mary Ann Nolan's obituary says faced with the prospect of voting for Trump or Clinton, she chose instead to pass on to heaven. The 68-year-old passed away Sunday from lung cancer. Nolan's family says her obituary wasn't meant as a political statement, but rather a joke and a way to show off her sense of humor.
School, it's almost out, which means more time at the pool, out in the sun, and trips to the beach. Doesn't it sound wonderful? Well, this morning we're checking the facts on sunscreen to make sure that you and your family stay protected.
A new Consumer Reports study finds many of the sunscreens on the market aren't protecting us as well as they claim. WSLS 10's Erin Brookshire breaks down some of sunscreen's myths.
Yeah, that's right. There are a lot of